Hey Amazon sellers, retailers, and brand owners. In this video, I will highlight Amazon news that are happening in the last couple of weeks. And in general, I will be launching these videos bi-weekly. Feel free to follow us on YouTube or here on LinkedIn. It will be quite exciting to share and collect different industry insights. So let's go. So speaking about first, the most important and the most exciting part is tariffs. As you probably know, and if you sell in the US, you're probably suffering because you probably manufacture and produce your product somewhere else. For those who manufacture and ship from China, there are great news. There will be 30% reduction in the next 30 days, which is great. It's going to be for some time to make sure that there's still imports, there's still sales, to that it will not impact the economy so badly. And maybe in the next 90 days, there might be good tariffs in place as well. This is called as temporary relief. And we see that also it will affect our sellers in a good way, our brands, because we can see that if there would be so strict regulations on tariffs, in the next upcoming weeks, there might be big problems with the logistics and with imports, as a lot of units might be stuck, and basically the customs will not have time to process and check all the items and make sure that all the new tariffs are applied correctly. Another cool feature that Amazon has launched is called Enhanced My Listing. As you might know, more and more AI tools are used by the sellers. I have here statistics that already 900,000 sellers are using different AI tools to help them to promote their stores and their products on Amazon and other e-commerce platforms. And here Amazon is launching EML, and it's great. It's based on the data that is gathered in a real time from the shoppers, and based on this data, based on the different insights, it will suggest you how to change your listing, and you can or accept it or decline. In these videos, I will also be covering news about the different conferences that are happening. Not many big Amazon conferences, but interesting one happened in London in 12th or 13th of May. It's just called Natural and Organic Product Expo. This conference was always well known for advertising your skincare, personal care, or food products. And I believe, in my opinion, there are two big conferences like this. The second one is Anuga, which is happening in autumn later this year. The next news, Amazon Haul is launched in the UK. That's great news. It worked well in the US. Amazon Haul is basically a direct competitor or response from Amazon to the marketplace, Chinese marketplace Temu. And it's a mobile-friendly platform to shop cheap products under the $10. You also get a free delivery if it's more than $15. It's a really friendly user face. It's more Gen Z oriented. And at the same time, in the US, it was just a test, but as we can see, the test is successful, because if Amazon launches something in the US, it's always the first market, and it later expands to the UK, or European market, it means that is a successful case. Great to see it. And we also know that Temu really suffers currently in the US because of the tariffs, and really focusing on the European marketplaces. Speaking about Amazon as an ecosystem in general and how it develops its own retail payments. So it's really important. Amazon Pay, Amazon's products for the finances and payments is a very big one, and Amazon is developing it even more. For example, Whole Foods and Amazon biometric payment, which was already introduced some time ago, right now can be registered without going to the shop, meaning that you can register your data, your information, and scan your arm, and later with the same settings, with the same one, you can just go to the store and pay for your products without actually using a phone, just by scanning your palm. And interesting that Walmart has a response. It's called Hazel by Walmart, payment solution for the easier transactions in store. Amazon Palm-based solution already has 8 million plus users, and with approximately 80% repeat adoption. So it's a huge number, and probably everyone knows about it already in the US. Amazon is expanding not only on different e-com mobile apps, but also an Amazon One app. That's a great app in the US, again, where you can see all the Whole Foods, market. You can see closest Amazon stores. You can also integrate your other Amazon Prime accounts and get a free delivery from the stores. And in general, we can see that data shows that already more than 53% of the users are shopping through the phone. I remember that last year it was, if you take the whole year 2024, and if you take the US, it was around 46. So the growth is quite big. Speaking about the TikTok shop expands to different markets in Europe and UK. As you know, last year in March, they started in the UK and then went to Germany, Italy, and Spain. Last year, March, TikTok shop expands to different European marketplaces. And you can see that more and more users are getting used to the TikTok shop. It has been in the UK already for a while. TikTok really place a bet on the European markets since it might be closed in the future. In the US, there are still some discussions going. The case didn't end, and it's a great platform, and we can see really big brands are jumping and advertising heavily on TikTok as well, such as Carrefour from France or About You and Casanova from Germany. From our clients, we can also see that medium-sized companies start to generate more and more content, do more and more live videos, invest in ads, and collaborate with influencers. So the platform is growing, and I believe in the next couple of years, it will go hand in hand with Amazon. You won't be able to do Amazon and advertise your brand without being on a TikTok. In my personal opinion, why it's so popular compared to Instagram, since Instagram didn't really succeed with in-app shopping. You can buy products on Instagram, but it's not so incentivized as it is on the TikTok. And the TikTok shop experience is way better. Last, I would like to highlight some interesting information I received about the Nordics and about the e-commerce in Scandinavia by a report from PostNord. As you know, in Nordics, the e-commerce is really strong. It has the highest pay per customer in the e-commerce store among all the different countries in Europe. And here are different facts. For example, 73% have made an online purchase from abroad during the last year, 48% shop online from abroad every month, and it's great numbers. They've been way lower, and especially in the countries like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, we saw a tendency that mostly people are loyal to their own economy, to their own small web shops and not really buying abroad, and this number really grew. Interesting to say that right now the most popular marketplaces are still Zalando in Denmark and in Finland. However, in Norway it's already Temo, and in this spring Sweden number one is of course Amazon. It has been already for a couple of years, and it's getting stronger and stronger. More categories are being advertised more and more. The cost per click is growing, and in general more and more customers are used to buy on Amazon compared to other platforms, because there are many big marketplaces and well-known marketplace in Sweden, like again Zalando or Boost. And the last fact is that 32% of Nordic consumers have bought second-hand items during this spring, and 8 out of 10 consumers are influenced by sustainability factor, which is great, and I think it's developing and it's growing in a way that we cannot see on the big marketplaces like Amazon. Amazon has introduced a couple of years ago an eco-friendly page, but based on our experience, it doesn't play a big role at the moment, and the sellers are not really trying to get it. They're not really big motivation for this. Thanks for watching, and looking forward to create another video in 2 weeks and highlight another interesting facts and news about Amazon and e-commerce. Bye.